may not have noticed that Andre, the blacksmith, has pupils not on the front of his face, but also on the back of his eyes. Get it to line up here. Before you invite Cornyx into the Firelink Shrine, this is what his area looks like. After Cornyx has arrived, he brings with him some dead birds, most likely ravens, and, let me get a little closer to it, some dead goats, or antelope, or something similar to that. You may not have noticed that in the Grand Archives, you can actually hear some of the loot before you get to it. Things like the Scholar Ring, the Soul Stream spell, and the closer you get the camera to their location, you can actually hear a moaning sound. Once you loot the item, the moaning stops. You may not have noticed that no matter what happens outside of Archdragon Peak, there is always a sun visible and a moon. This may seem very minor, except that the sun and the moon have huge symbolism elsewhere in the game. Irithyll Boreal Valley, there is only a moon visible. Later in the game, the only sun you see is eclipsed. Solare of Astora was always searching for a sun of his own, and he could only see an illusion of a sun made by Gwendolyn. But here we have a full, bright sun, and a moon reflecting its light. You may not have noticed that after you defeat Vort, you can actually see everywhere else you're going to go from this one point. This is the road leading into Lothric, where you can fight the Stray Demon. That's where the dragon is normally crashed down. The Emaciated Wolf is just below there in this area. Farron's Keep area with the 3 fires lit. The Crystal Sage boss fight. The Cathedral of the Deep. Crucifixion Road is right in there. This is actually the Undead Settlement with the tower where the giant is normally sat. The boss fight room for the Rotted Greatwood. Over in this direction is the Abyss Watcher's boss fight, and this big mausoleum is what Hawkwood calls it. And then you go down into Cartham's underground, and eventually when you come out after Walnir, you come out into Irithyll of the Boreal Valley in Enerlando, and you can actually see Archdragon's Peak over there in the distance. But there's also one area you can see from here that you cannot get to in the game, and it's kind of hard to make out, but over there in the little trees in the mountains you can see little building tops, you can see little buildings and little roofs. Perhaps that is the location of a future DLC?